All right, welcome back, everyone. So we were having so much fun on the last live stream. We got into free-form discussion. So I decided I'm going to go for an encore, and we're going to do another one. So we're going to discuss side hustles. We'll just go over, all across the board. We'll discuss credit card churning, checking account churning, and, 8-ball sales, or excuse me, advanced financial forecasting equipment sales, all of the side hustles. So the more comments we get, the better. Hopefully you all show back up, that we're in the last one, and we'll definitely have fun from there. So as far as side hustles, I'll just go into like my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones is actually credit card churning. So how does that work? So you get your YieldMax dividends because this is still dividend oriented. So you get your YieldMax dividends, and then actually, I'm sorry, it works the opposite. You open up credit cards, you get a cashback bonus for your credit cards, and then you can use that money to buy more YieldMax. That's where the dividend portion comes into play, right? So what I like about this, like every card that I have, I call this the starting lineup, right? Every card in here has a purpose. One of my favorite card companies is US Bank. So this is probably one of my favorite side hustles. Oh, look who's on here. Why do I own YieldMax? Because I just heard about it online, and I saw, if I do a search on it and I see like if there's over like 20 YouTube channels that cover it, I assume that it must be a good investment. That's the first thing I do. The second thing I do, I ask the 8-ball, the advanced financial forecasting equipment. I say, is this a good investment? And if it tells me yes, then case closed, right? I'm just kidding, of course. So what I did, I took a little bit of a gamble. I don't have a whole lot, like you saw in my portfolio video yesterday. I don't have a whole lot of a percentage-wise of my portfolio in YieldMax, but I thought I would do enough to try the I would do enough to generate a full-time income. I look at it as a hedge. We were just talking about hedging on the last live stream. So I look at it as a way to hedge against like a job loss or something. And worse, if the worst case scenario happens and they all just go completely bankrupt, I still have like the other 90% of my overall portfolio left. So, I don't like to lose money, but I'm not too concerned if the worst case scenario comes to the worst. And I'm sure other YouTubers do the exact same thing. I'm sure that, they've put money in just like me, enough to get what would be considered like a full-time income. And if it works, great. If not, back to the drawing board. So anyway, I do like, hello, welcome, Coyote. I like that name. The Magic 8-ball is never wrong. It's not always right, but it's never wrong. He says it's 100% accurate. They say to invest in companies you use yourself. Should I go all in on Chipotle? Funny thing about Chipotle, man, I wish I had bought that when they had the whole E. coli thing, because that was like, that dropped that stock price so much. I should have scooped up as much of that as I could have, because like 2017, that thing just shot way up after that. That would have been like a great one. Now that would be one of my favorite books, called Good to Great. I would consider Chipotle one of the good to great companies. If y'all ever get a chance to read that, it's definitely good to great as far as that. Speaking of, the Packers are becoming good to great, right? Did you just change your picture back? Because I remember you had the Jordan Love picture. Now you got it back. Does it have a place in my portfolio? A young investor. Well, let's find out. All right. Dissector wants to know, does YieldMax have a place in his portfolio? Now, whatever it says, you got to go with it. That's the deal. It says it is certain. Now, the funny thing, I've never seen the advanced equipment so certain about answers, even though it is highly advanced equipment. I've never seen it so certain about its answers until tonight. So it seems like it's on point tonight. But anyway, tell Jay we need a YieldMax for Chipotle. That's a good idea, actually. I've never thought of that. That's a great idea. See, you're catching on fast. I knew you would catch on fast. Let's see. That is what I'm doing. 10 to 15% of my portfolio is YieldMax and supplements my paychecks. Yeah, the one thing that scares me, I see a lot of people, not a lot, but I hear stories about people taking out home equity lines of credit, mortgaging their house and stuff like that to buy YieldMax. Stuff like that drives me to drinking, honestly. I would not mortgage my house for YieldMax. I like YieldMax. I think Jay's a brilliant guy. I just wouldn't mortgage my house on it. So, yeah, like I say, the 10%, and if it works, great. But hedging is important, like we said in the last video. Where is Sonia? I thought Sonia was going to attend second class, because she was on the first one. Okay, let's see. Keep it simple, just hold YieldMax. You think so, huh? But these funds, they need some hedging, I feel like. Missed the last live a couple minutes ago. What's the short answer on Tesla? Are we down 83 million on the first synthetic? Well, I know they won the trade yesterday. Tesla is having a lot of headwinds, obviously. We've got, Elon Musk's behavior. We've got the stock dropping. We had earnings miss. So I think Tesla will recover long term, but we might see like less than a 50-cent dividend, or 50-cent dividend, as I like to say. It might be time to change my name to intermediate. Yeah, you're moving on to the intermediate stage fast. My coaching, you're a testament to the fact that my coaching definitely works. If anyone wondered, new investor, definitely. You see how quick he catches on. You all can do the same too. Let's see. Mr. Mike here says, I currently have 3,800 shares of Coney. Need to hold on to it for quite a long time as I bought it at a high price of 26. Oh, that's a bummer. I did some of the same, actually, because in the beginning of the year, I had a little cash balance in there, and I was like, I want to scoop up some of this, because I thought it pulled back from the $30 it was at, and I said, dang, let's do this. Let's buy it for $4 cheaper. And then it dropped to like 20. So luckily, the whole thing that happened with Schwab worked out, actually, because I couldn't buy anything. Then. I had to wait like 5 business days, and it dropped and dropped each day. So I was like, all right, I get it cheaper then, because Schwab made me wait until the funds fully cleared. YieldMax for Costco. That's another great idea. We can actually ask Jay all of these questions. So if you guys are on my Discord, we have a sub thread called Questions for Jay. So feel free to post those in there. I need to create some admins, by the way, for the Discord. I need some volunteers. So because this is a lot for me to keep track of. So we need to have people, monitor these and help compile like a short list of questions for Jay. And then let's see here. We got, at least I'm getting monthly income from it, but my capital is down a lot. Yeah, I think we're all in that boat. That's why it's important to hedge. I might want curve funds for Amazon. Really? Is that the like the bidirectional? Or NVIDIA? Well, they say NVIDIA is due for a pullback. Okay, cool. Oh, Blake is on. Welcome. On my other account tonight, so far, my favorite side hustle has been writing for Seeking Alpha. Oh, I forgot about the main topic of the video already. See, you all, I'm reading all your comments and you all distract me. That's okay. It's all good fun. Favorite side hustle has been writing for Seeking Alpha. I'm going to try that soon, actually. I want to start writing for them too. Flexible hours, credibility boost, encourages me to learn how to be a better stock picker. Win-win. Yeah, that's definitely good. Yeah, join the Discord. We're actively recruiting new members. Kathy Woods is buying Tesla as if it's candy, so this is a great sign. Blake needs to make his own ETF for us to invest in. What do you think about that idea, Blake? So I did mention in my last live stream, we were talking about actually the excerpt, the summary of Jay's book, and he talks about the same thing you've mentioned, protective puts on assets. And I think a lot of investors that are new to this may be surprised, that he himself has actually said that. But I hope them seeing that he has said that will actually help for them to, be more confident that the fund manager himself has actually said to hedge. And it's not just something he said on a live stream, but it's in his book. Wow, Blake got a great compliment here from new investor. But like I said, you're smart too. You're catching on fast. Okay, so where is Sonia? I thought she was going to be on here. I wanted to hear more about her monthly income journey. Anyway, all right. So back to side hustles. So credit card churning. I shy away from this topic sometimes because it just doesn't. It's not a dividend topic, but you could look at it. The rewards you get on your credit cards are like a dividend on what you spend. So you spend money to make a dividend instead of investing it. So credit card churning, US Bank is one of my favorites. I like to open credit cards and never carry any interest on them. So there's 4 words that I say, and you all have to remember this, write this down, make a note on your phone, put it on your fridge, write it on your hand, whatever. But remember, statement balance in full. If you do that, you pay the statement balance off in full every month. You'll never pay a dime in interest. And we're all financial people. We're all financial pros, or we're getting there. We're working on getting there. We don't like to pay interest. What do we like to do? We like to collect interest, right? So yeah, we don't want to pay those, 26% interest rates to these creditors. We want to collect that. We want to earn a 26% or higher rate of return, right? Oh, let me pull up that pesky Discord link. Let me go into my community tab and find it. I meant to do this like every live stream. Let's see. I got to go to give me a second here. So my favorite credit cards, like I have US Bank, the US Bank Altitude Go. It pays 4% on going out to eat, which comes in handy because I spent quite a bit on that last year. So 4%, I feel like every month or two, I'm getting like a $25 credit on that. And then the other one of my favorite cards, I put bills on it, like phone bill, internet, and then fast food. It's another US Bank card. It pays 5% cash back, which is pretty good, actually. It's actually, I would say, really good. Okay, Discord link. So my other side hustles, I house hack, which involves kind of like subleasing, renting out part or room or whatever. I want to do more of that, acquire more real estate, invest. Obviously, I YouTube, I coach all of you all, and then checking account churning as well. It's a similar concept. So with the credit cards, you open up, and I am getting that Discord link. I haven't forgotten, but with credit cards, right? So you open up the card. You get some of them pay like a $300 or $400 bonus for spending like $2,000 in your first 3 months, right? So, and that's easy to do. You just put all your expenses on one card until you meet that. Going out to eat, put all your bills on there for the first 3 months. And in this inflationary environment, that's very easy to do, to run that up really quick. But if they're paying you $400 or $500 back, you got to look at that as on $2,000. That's a 20 or 25% rate of return. That's like free money right there. So you do that, and then the cards, if you keep them, which I keep them in what I call the starting lineup, if they pay 3 to 5% cash back on top of that, so they become a regular in the lineup if they pay 3 to 5% cash back. Otherwise, if they're just crap and they don't pay anything, then I just stop using them, and eventually they close them on me. But like I said, statement balance in full. Oh shit, I'm not charging this. This thing's about to die. Let me plug this in real quick. So statement balance in full, you'll never pay interest. And that's what we want. We all want to be debt free, right? Because I know me, I'm very debt averse. I don't know about all of you all. Okay, I'm looking for a StreamYard link here. Let me get back to this here. Oh, look who's on. Hold on here. Easier said than done on what? Oh, paying off statements. Well, I get it. If you have to use them, you have to use them. But I say that if anyone wants to open a new one, I told my aunt this last year. The advice actually didn't quite pan out, but I said, look, there's a US Bank card right now. If you spend $2,000 in your first, you had 4 months, I think, $2,000, you got $500 back. But if you carry a balance and you pay the interest, it's going to offset what you earn. So anyway, there is the Discord link, by the way. So yeah, definitely please join the Discord. Where the heck is everybody that was just on my last live? There's like 40 of you all. I told you all to come to this class. Okay, let's see. Coach, if you do the paperwork and get the licensing to run a fund, I'd be happy to work for you as an analyst. Awesome. That would be great. That sounds good to me. Jonah Weingarten is on. I know a girl that's always napping on chandeliers. I guess she's a light sleeper. Well, like I said, as far as hedging, my hedge is outside. The lawn crew just trimmed them this week. So these aren't the worst side hustles. Well, I just got started. I didn't tell you everything. We didn't even discuss OnlyFans. But it seems like you need a lot of capital to get anything, no? How do you mean? Like with credit, you're spending it. Oh, the checking account churning. So just move your checking account around. Like all these banks offer a bonus to just move your checking account around. I've done it like 5 times. Some of them offer like $400 just to have your checking account there, and then just move it, you know. Awesome. We got Mike on the Discord. Awesome. When you're in uni, you're going to be running up those cards. What do you mean? What do you mean uni? Running. I try not to run them up. I try really hard to like never run them up. They do get high sometimes, but I'll pay that shit off fast. I'll even, if I have to, I'll move money from my investment account to pay it off. But I think what happens, you know, it's just so easy to swipe. And I mean, I even do it too. I have one credit card I've swiped so much, the frickin' plastic is actually coming off of it. Oh, I get it. Yeah, university. Yeah, college. So you're still in college. Yeah, I get it. And you probably, you know, didn't get mom and dad's money to go, right? Like some of your peers. Where do you go to school at, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, I know. I missed out on a lot of fun when I was an undergrad. But yeah, that's the thing. But if you can, you know, like when you're in your 20s and stuff, if you like work, kind of keep your head down, still have fun, but work hard, save money, invest. By the time you get like into your 30s and stuff, you'll be happy you did, for sure. What's a nope? Oh, you giving me a nope? Darn. But I take it based on what you said. You must be in school now, I guess. I don't know. I just finished my master's degrees last year, and I got my employer to pay for it, so that was great. Keep that in mind too if you go back for higher education. Anyway, so where were we? Oh, that's good. What are you majoring in? You're going to major in finance, right? Getting electives done cheap, then most likely University of Buffalo. Yeah, that's a good school. That's right. Yeah, you said you're Buffalo. Those poor Bills, if they just had a kicker, they could have won. I was rooting for them too. Let's see. I've been buying FEPI, GPIX, GPIQ, JEPQ, SVOL, all good ones. Steering away from YieldMax funds, but I have been buying a little of the YMAX just to see how that goes. I might get, I want to get some of that. I'm actually out of money right now. So the way I like being, here's another tip. I like being what they call asset rich, cash poor, because I feel like cash is shit, you know, because of inflation and all that. So I keep enough cash to pay expenses, but just enough for that. So moral of the story, when I get more cash in the account, I will probably buy back into, I'll buy YMAX. By the way, I just remembered something. Does anyone on the last live stream, does anybody that was on the last live stream remember the fund that one guy asked about? I wanted to look it up. He said it was like an 8% dividend. Or was it on this one? I can't remember now. Oh, you know something funny? So we were so you were part of this whole little channel drama that we had this week, and I think because you got banned also, but I think they let you back on. I'm still trying to get them to let Blake back on, but they let you back on. But anyway, we had a discussion with a couple of people from there. There was like 8 of us, and so I forget the guy's name, but I don't think he's my biggest fan. But I said something about the fee being higher, and man, he just went. He's like, "Well, yeah, they make, they're making more money." And I was kind of thinking, like, "Well, we don't know that yet. It just went public." But anyway, he was so passionate about it, I didn't want to wade into that discussion at all, and I had a live stream to do anyway. But I was like, man, like some of these people will even defend the higher fees. I get being in love with a fun family, but defending the higher fees, I just thought, that was something new for sure. Now watch me lose a sub for that. Oh well. No finance, no way finance. I don't have a passion for it. Oh, you don't? But you're learning investing so fast. You're fascinated by physics and science, so something along those lines. Oh, so you're like Blake, like he's the engineer, but he's learned investing pretty well too. Yeah, it is. It's like a 1.28% fee. So I pointed that out in one of my last videos that it's a higher fee. But I guess, I don't know, that's great. Hey, maybe he should charge 2%, maybe 1.28% so low. Don't you like that, by the way, when you're talking about like the price of something? And I mean, I was an economics major too, but you get some of these people that are like, oh, well, the free market, it allocates things so perfectly. Prices are like too cheap. You always get like that one asshole that says that. And it's like, they might be right in theory, but it's like just annoying to hear that. You know what I mean? What are the best skills for finance? Let's see. Charisma, humor, comedy, so on and so forth. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Is finance really that skilled? So I was never good at math. Like when I was in elementary school, I was one of the worst students at math until I learned to apply it to something like money. Once I learned to apply all this stuff to like business math and all that, it just started clicking for me. So I would say, you got to be good with numbers, which I wasn't always good at. I was actually a better writer than a math guy. But once I started applying, like this is how you grow money, this is compound interest, this and that, then it like economic charts and all that, and then the time value of money, which is the core of finance, like that all just really clicked for me. So as far as skills, somewhat of an analytical mind, somewhat of a good with numbers. As far as like if you conjoin finance with like managing money well, the biggest teacher for me, as far as getting good with money, was not having it. Like my college days, basically being poor. That was the biggest teacher for me, because that made me, once I got my hands on some money, once I started saving, like it made me really good with it, almost to a fault, if that's possible. So hopefully that answered your question. I'm interested in it, but it seems very complex, but also cool. Well, I try to make it cool for sure. Yeah, patience is one of them. Did you say I posted the return of capital? I did. I haven't had a chance to look at that. You wouldn't believe, all these messages and stuff. Like it's almost impossible for like one person to keep up with Discord, even if you're the coach. It's very difficult to keep up with all these messages. But I do want to look into that. I'm showing too much of the kitchen, aren't I? I had a mess. I cleaned up a little bit just for you all. You all should feel honored, because I don't clean up just for everybody. But well, it was my background too. But anyway, let's see. This is fun. I'm having fun. YieldMax higher volatility than YMAG. Oh, look, you changed your name again. Look at you. Now you have your middle initial. So that's funny. Oh, so we happen to have the same middle initial. That's cool. Let's see. Coach, I like your Keurig back there. What are your favorite K-Cups to buy? You want to hear a funny story? Back when Green Mountain Coffee used to be publicly traded, that was my first 2X, I think. And it so happened that they went private, which caused the stock to 2X. And I had bought it so quick. This is a cool story. So get your popcorn out. I had bought it so quick. Like I was actually afraid that some over analytical person was gonna flag me for insider trading or something, because it just so happened. Like I had no idea this was gonna happen. It was just sheer luck. I bought it because I've always liked the K cups, the Green Mountain. But then a week after I bought it, the company announced they were going private, and I bought back in after selling it too high because I read some dumb analyst report like Kramer. saying, oh, this is capped out. So I sold it for a gain. Then it kept going. Anyway, I bought it back, and then boom, next thing you know, it goes private. And then the tender offer for the shares was like double of what I happened to pay for it. So I thought that was a cool story. It was like no timing at all. It was just sheer luck. Like there was no strategy involved at all, but it's one of those that worked out. And who would have thought a story like that would lose a viewer? Amazing. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. You get the big box of Kirkland brand Costco K-Cups. I've gotten those too. But one thing, if we're gonna sidetrack into coffee here, so I need strong coffee, and I've found that those cups. I don't actually use these Keurigs a lot. There's a standard coffee maker behind me. I like the strong, like the Cuban coffee, like the Pilon or the Café Bustelo. And I like to be able to brew like a customized amount because I feel like those cups, they jip you. It's like if you cut one open, it's like half full. So I like the strong stuff for sure. But yeah, otherwise I would agree. So you think YieldMax is going to have the higher payout? Why do you think all these covered call income ETFs are super popular all of a sudden? There's been covered call ETFs that existed for years. Not a single one outperforms long stock. I'll tell you exactly why. It's the branding. It's like with anything. It's the marketing. So if you think about it, how many brands can you think of that, you have like your standard beer, and then you have a new one. I'll give you an example right here. You can have like a Miller Lite or whatever, and then you get a custom branded beer like this that's called passion fruit orange guava. Like the branding. It's all in the branding. So YieldMax, people see YieldMax come along, and they say, "Oh wow, 70% dividend yield." The other ones are more boring, like QYLD. QYLD, I feel like funds like that, like the Global X, they were YieldMax before YieldMax, but they were paying like 14%, which I thought was phenomenal back then. Now we've gotten spoiled. We lose half of our principal, but we still get the dividend, but somehow we forget about the principal and only care about the dividend. So if you call that spoiled. But, SVOL, right? SVOL was paying 18%. So that's the answer, I would say, is the branding. You've got YieldMax, which is in the name, YieldMax, and then people see 70% dividends. And already pretty much, everybody, most people online are looking for easy way to make money without having to work or make much effort. So when you see that, you start doing the math and think, wow, like some of the examples I've done in my short videos, 70% annualized, I can get rich fast, So, and, in simpler terms, yeah, that's part of the answer too. I think they're popular because the yield is so high. When times are tough, I think people want to see an immediate return on their money. Yeah, I would agree, especially if it's going to lose principal. Yeah, you want to see a fast return on that. Oh, John has to go. Watching Apocalypto. That's an old movie. That's like old. What is it on? Is it on or something? Anyway, so John is one of my OG subscribers. He subscribed to me like back in 2022. So he's like the OG, I would say. Let's see. Can confirm spending a bunch of time as a broke college student will teach you the real value of money. See, I knew we thought alike. Yeah, it absolutely will. Yeah, it sucks being broke, but it's like it's the best teacher. That's why I believe a lot of people that immigrate to this country and have nothing, if you look, they often become more successful than like people native to this country. Like look at, good example, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like look at him. He came here with nothing and you see what he did. So that's why I think, because like I say, poverty is like one of the best teachers. Let's see. They aren't meant to outperform. People want constant income at the expense of lower returns. Well, I would be cool. Like I'm cool with an SVOL, like an 18% dividend, but the principal doesn't fluctuate. So high payout that underperforms total returns and is taxed at income tax rates. Not exactly a good deal. Well, can somebody explain to me? So sometimes I need coaching too. So can somebody coach the coach and explain this whole return on capital thing? Because what I'm missing the boat on, I agree with what Mr. Ollinger here is saying. Tax at ordinary income tax rates, but somebody tried to tell me that a lot of it was like a return on capital. So I'm kind of confused now because I'm starting to formulate my own tax bill, and I'm thinking that I'm going to owe ordinary income rates on this, which will result in a not so ordinary tax bill. So if somebody could clarify that, that would really be awesome. And Mr. John here has this popcorn yellow striped smile. Oh, because you're probably eating popcorn, right? It sure is, Blake. You learn to really stretch a dollar. Exactly. See, we're all on the same page. My job is in finance. Well, one of them. I mean, it all depends on what you consider a job. I have multiple side hustles. I sit here and I talk to all of you all. I coach you all. I credit card churn. I churn checking accounts, house hack. But yeah, that day job thing. Yeah, that is in the finance industry for sure. I've worked for two of the big financial firms, not Goldman though. I told you on the last live stream, when I was graduating from my undergrad, Goldman was trying to hire for like 50,000 in like New York City. And I'm like, there's no way. I'd have to be homeless on a salary like that. I'd have to sleep at my desk. Wouldn't it be cheaper to just buy the 7 individual funds instead of YMAG to save on the management fee? Well, in a situation like this, I don't look too much at the management fee, because the fees you should ignore. If they're truly outperforming, the fees don't matter. But you're right. In theory, it would be cheaper to just buy all 7, but you would have that same diversification because you hold all 7, but you could achieve all of that just with the 1. So I still might buy all the 1. I still might put some money in the 1. All right. Green Mountain Coffees from my home state of Vermont. Represent. Oh, you're from Vermont. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of a green state. Well, actually, Vermont is French for Green Mountain, I believe. That's funny. That is funny, actually, because you know what that is? Verd, like that's Greek. Verd is like French for green, and Mont is mountain. So Green Mountain, and that's how they came up with the name. That's cool. You just taught me something. I'm sure majority of people holding YMAX funds are not using the income to pay living expenses. They're mostly reinvesting fully. Well, and I think a lot of people were disappointed by that because they thought they were going to be able to use it as income, go to the Bahamas and forget about it, like Jay said. But no, you've got to actively stay on top of it. Otherwise, you might find that it's down 50%. So, yeah. I guess John gave up on his movie. Who cares about a 1 or 2% expense ratio? You're yielding 30 to 5 LMAO. Well, yeah, I mean, literally, I think Blake was on that call too, but that one guy kind of jumped us about the fees. He's like, "Oh, the fees fine," and I was like, "All right, chill, dude. Like, I'm not attacking. Like, hey, he should charge 3%. He's too cheap, But anyway, there's a lot of passion about these funds for sure. I wouldn't be so sure about that. I think it's gaining steam in the FIRE community. Yeah. Hey, how about this? How about like if your job fires you, that it could accelerate your journey in the FIRE movement. How is that for irony, right? Ben Mallinson, someone new, welcome. Join the Discord if you haven't already. 30% yield is not the same as return. Well, total return, right? So actually, as of, and I still have to update this, I've just been lazy, I guess, or doing other things, which I'm trying to be less so. But last year, up to like November, the spreadsheet that I showed on one of the last videos, up till November, the total return for Tesla was like 32%. Even though it was down overall, if you add the dividends and all that, like total return was like 32%. So I agree, there is a difference. 100,000 in Tesla, you can fire in many places around the world, believe it or not. Well, yeah, because there's a lot of places that are cheaper than here, right? How's Buffalo as far as a cost of living? Is it like cheaper than Florida? Florida has the highest inflation. Actually, the Tampa area, we have like the highest inflation because everybody's coming here. We've had a lot of shit like double in price. Anyway, We just need more YieldMax dividends to offset it. Do you have any info on which YieldMax funds have performed best? I feel like AMZY and NVDY are probably up there. I want to say, actually, it was Coney and SQY. NVDY I was following, but it was kind of flat. AMZY, I'll have to update my spreadsheets on that for sure. Coney is probably the best. That's what I'm thinking. Coney and SQY. Dang, I guess Sonia's not going to join us again. I was joking when I asked her if she was single. I hope that didn't run her off. Let's see. I know he didn't say that he's making it out as the fees are immaterial. Well, they're somewhere between immaterial and material. Everything, it's like varying shades of gray. It's between the one extreme and the other. I was born in Europe. My parents came to America as refugees. Oh, well, nice. So, your parents are probably, might have took them a while, but they're probably succeeding here. And you'll definitely, they call it social mobility. I'm sure you'll move upward. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders from what I've seen. Let's see. ROC is not taxed. It reduces your cost basis until it reaches zero. I get that. Once that happens, then it's taxed at ordinary income. What I'm saying is YieldMax, this might be a dumb question from the coach, but is YieldMax, like how much of it is return on capital? That's what I want to know. Any thoughts on DHY? What is DHY? Let's look that up real quick. I don't think I've done a screen share yet. Well, I'm having fun with you all. I think I'm like 40 minutes in, and it just flew by like that. DHY, let's see. Oh, Credit Suisse bond fund. $1.98. What are you seeing here? Credit Suisse had that whole issue. Oh, well, here's the thing. Okay, so I already sense. I have a sense for this. I already sense a dividend trap. I sense, without even looking at the chart, I sense that this one has dropped over time, and the 19-cent dividend now happens to be 10%. So that might be showing up on your radar. This is important. Take notes on this, because I've done this before too. This is showing up on your radar because you're seeing a 10% dividend. But I'm guessing it's that high because the underlying has dropped a lot. Let's see if I'm right. Aha. So from what I see, well, not that much, but it looks like it's been around since 1998. That's probably older than some of us on this stream. So it was like $9 back then. But let's see, in the more recent time, it's $1.95. No, it hasn't dropped that much. Okay, maybe I was wrong. That's usually when I look at these, that's what I think. So since 2021, it's dropped like 50 cents. But the thing is, if they keep the dividend the same and the underlying drops, then the dividend percentage goes higher. That's why I kind of made the joke the other day that, hey, we just went up to 77% in Tesla because the underlying dropped. And the thing about that is, you can say that, 77%, and everybody sees that 77%, and boom, here they come, gets tons of views and all that. And it's true, 77%, but why? Because the underlying dropped. So it's like, oh, wow, we feel like we got a dividend raise, but it's kind of like a mirage in a way because the underlying dropped. So anyway, okay, so that one hasn't dropped that much. Let me just share the screen to give you a visual really quick. And then, I don't know, I guess we can go for about an hour or so. Okay, so I'm going to share this one. And, okay, this is Yahoo Finance again. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you, Blake, but I got I signed the contract for the Seeking Alpha, so I'll have that affiliate link very soon. All right, so 198. Like I said, this has been around since 1998, according to this. And then it did drop like 50 cents since 2021. But the dividend, 10% is not too shabby, and it's a high yield bond fund. So actually, this one may not be too bad. But my point still holds on other ones, like even with some of the YieldMax, the dividend percentage goes up when the fund price goes down. Basic math, right? Okay. At least we got a screen share in there. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What's the go-to black swan hedge? 500 daily long SPY puts, 20 delta, 20% lower, 150 day long puts, no long puts. I would give this one to Blake to answer. I don't know what fund are you talking about, for Tesla or for which YieldMax? Just pick the strikes you like. Pick the strikes and the expirations you like. Pick one that you think it's not going to reach, right? Or if you're buying, if you wanted to reach it or surpass it, and then you get, the premium goes up and then you make more money, depending on the strategy you're using. I live in Minnesota, but born and raised in Vermont. When I retire on dividends, the channel plug there. Clever. I think I'll move back to Vermont. Actually, not. That is common, like, retire on dividends, but that is a channel name too. Let's see. I'm using YieldMax for income. Traveled over here to the Philippines, so I'm one of the weirdos. Well, I hear I actually wanted to go to the Philippines, and I may have to try this again. But I hear that's a good spot to like meet, meet like a future wife or something, and like bring her back here. That's a little bit of a joke, but I have friends that have cousins over there, and it's cheap living too, from what I hear. So I'm unfiltered right now. You're from Illinois. Okay, well, that's cool. We got everybody's like from all over. The synthetic annuity. You can fire until your capital erodes. Yeah, fire everything we got, right? Less income every month, I'd hate. Yeah, well, it's a balance for sure. It's a trade-off. So, all right. Studies I've seen on expense ratio, anything over 1% a year is going to be a growth drag. What's your favorite job in the finance world? When I'm at my desk, sleeping after lunch. Just kidding. I would never do that. Favorite job in the finance world. I like corporate finance. Let's see. So I did enjoy when I worked for financial advisors. I did enjoy it. I just thought it was like too salesy for me. It was too like with the whole mutual fund thing and all of that. But I enjoy creating spreadsheets. I enjoy creating charts and graphs. I enjoy presenting to senior management. I enjoy managing budgets, cutting costs, promoting efficiency, all that kind of stuff. I've been in the IT side, like the business analyst side. Like I've been in that side too. That actually pays better, believe it or not. So yeah, I got an MIS major in addition to finance and econ as an undergrad. So that helped me when I worked at JP Morgan. I was in IT. Like I was on the business side too, but you've got a lot of different areas. You've got like product side for all the different products they have. You've got the business side, you've got IT supporting each. Like I was in US dollar clearing and stuff. So I also enjoy the technical side of it. I also enjoy working on systems and, seeing how the money clears and all of that. I enjoy all of that. That's fascinating to me. Like designing, you think about like banks still use like mainframe and stuff like that. They're trying to replace mainframe like with Java slowly. But like, I don't know if you've heard of Zelle. Zelle is a Chase product. Actually, I think the team that's in my building that I was in created that. I wasn't on that team, but I probably could have been. But stuff like that's really cool. Like designing a new system financially, that just fascinates me. Just think about like programming like a brokerage platform, or like Thinkorswim or something like that. Something like that. That just fascinates me. Let's see. Buffalo inflation is probably average, I guess. I'm not sure. They raised the price of wings during the pandemic. I was pissed. I know wings got crazy. It's ridiculous. It's like the price grew wings and just flew up and never came back down. Or the jobs you hear are best. It depends on what you want to do. It really depends. Can you hedge with YieldMax by buying more YieldMax? Yeah, in a way. New investor is a dog. Yeah, he's cool for sure. I think he's giving you a compliment. 93.5 million was ROC, 8.69 million was ordinary income as of October 31st. So then, wait a minute. So the bulk, I'm still confused. So the bulk of the YieldMax dividends are return on capital. So let me say this. If I made, like, say, 17,000 in YieldMax dividends, is like the bulk of that return on capital, or is that like ordinary income? That's what I really want to figure out. That's only 90% upon Ponzi. Oh, that's scary. We don't want it to be the P word. Yeah, I know. I guess I was hoping to be one. Oops, I didn't say that. So what's your take on these funds? You sound like a detractor. What the heck? What the heck is this? I can't put this up. I'm sorry. We already had our little, drama, but that is funny. But no, all respect to Khmer. We share audience and stuff like that. But I don't know what you're playing at with that. But I will read your comment, but I'm not going to put your comment on the screen. I love Tesla. I just wrote Jay a second love letter. Funny, he hasn't wrote me a love letter back. Oh yeah, I figured a lot of you did that over there. Because I saw there was a stream about that, right? FEPI and SVOL. So one thing about Jay, I don't want to give too much advice, but yeah, it's good to love up on Jay. But Jay likes tough interviews too. Charles, if you think ROC is a Ponzi, you should look deeper into how ROC can be good. SVOL fund manager explained it very well. Hey, does anyone know the SVOL fund manager? Anyone want to get him on? That's your homework assignment. Get the SVOL fund manager on here. Or maybe we can do a love stream for him. Hey, how about that? For Valentine's Day, we can do a love stream for the SVOL fund manager. How about that? I don't know why I have a pen in my hand. I'm not writing anything. I think I do it to like look official, like I'm teaching. It's like my pointer. Let's see. Biding my time until time is right. Okay. Sure. We'll star that comment. Not. I think once new capital slows down, stops flowing into a super high yield fund, it's going to be hard to keep doing ROC to pad the yield per month. A Balkan wife? Is that like where your family's from? Yeah, they seem good. I'll have to go take a trip over there. Because the last one certainly didn't work out. She turned out to be crazy. I assume by now she's unsubscribed from this channel and won't hear that, but you never know. IBM as 400 is still common in banks. Yeah, it is. Worked on several of them back in the day. Yeah, I've worked on some mainframe stuff too. I thought about financial education. Oh, the guy that charges 20 grand for his package, his coaching package or whatever. What a joke. Yep. Look into financial advisor dissector. I think it's a 4-year degree and it pays well. No. Financial advisors, you can get, all you need is your Series 7. So you could become a financial advisor without like a 4-year degree. I mean, it would help, but you just need your Series 7. Honestly, somebody with like probably a 2-year associate's degree can do it, as far as I know. I worked for financial advisors. I was going that route for a while. It's right from Herzegovina. Did I pronounce it right? I was going to guess Bosnia, but I was one country off, right? Well, that's cool. I'll let you in on a secret. Ooh, he's going to let us in on a secret. All right. What do we have? All wives are crazy, coming from someone who's been married for 10 years. Well, 10 years? That's awesome for you. Sometimes I'm excited when I make it 10 days. I forget, one of my friends was celebrating their 10-year anniversary, or they said, oh, we hit 10. And I was like, so did I. 10 days. Then it said 10 years. I was like, oh, big difference. Is the 20K package guy named? Yeah, Jeremy Lefebvre. Yeah. There's another channel that trolls him that's funny. Strongman Finance. He definitely trolls him, and he's got a lot of good points. I mean, the guy is, I don't know, when I look at someone like that, like, I'm not jealous, but I don't know what the difference between me and that guy is. Like, honestly, I feel like I probably know more, but he's got the board with the sloppy handwriting and stuff. And he had like a community college course on accounting or something. And he's selling $20,000 packages. So I don't know what the secret is for a channel like his to get to like almost 1 million subs, but you know, I don't get it. There's a secret that I haven't figured out. Do you think financial advising is fulfilling or worth it? Oh, you asked me a question that's going to get like a 10-minute answer now. I'll try to make it shorter than that because I'm going to go for like an hour. Oh, look who showed back up. We've been missing you. Hold on a second. I got to skip to Sonia. She's one of my favorites. Yeah, we were looking for you for like the last live stream. I thought you were going to hop right over to this one. So what's she got here? She's got some marriage advice for us. Oh, I got to read this one. The important thing is getting married is make sure she can save and invest. Otherwise, 100%, 100%. I got to agree. You got to be on the same page with money. Like my mom told me once, if I had this attitude that like I said the P word, prenup, and she's like, oh, if you have that attitude, you'll never be married. I'm like, so be it. I said, honestly, like if we're not on the same page with money, like if she wants to do the whole, not that there's anything wrong with this, but if she wants to do the whole stay at home or whatever, like, and doesn't want a prenup, then I'll be the gentleman. I'll open the door and I'll say, out you go. I wouldn't be like that, but you know, we'd give it time and then probably figure out that it wouldn't work out anyway. Good points though. Good points. I like your comments here. Your comments are really adding a lot of value to the stream here. Luck is a big factor into why channels blow up, truthfully. I think it's a little more than that, actually. But they have an agent or something. But yeah. Prenup, nonsense, no prenup because me doubling up is all too easy. Oh, really? Well, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, let's see. We skipped over something here. Jeremy is a horrible stock picker. Avoid at all costs. You know what's funny? I got baited into some of the shit that he promotes, like that I call it very garbage food company. I did, and it went bankrupt, just like Tattooed Chef. It went completely bankrupt. So I did videos on it back in 2022, and it reminded me of the whole YieldMax thing. Like I got attacked for it. I had another YouTuber that made a video like making fun of me, and he was like in the car and stuff, and he took it like I wasn't aiming it at him. I was aiming it at Jeremy. I was trying to, like they say, punch up. Because I was like, okay, if I can, I was almost doing what that other channel I was talking about. It's like, all right, you know, if you can talk about these funds and show people some legitimate things, you know, maybe pick up, you know, punch up, like they say. I don't think I need to explain that further. I think we all get that. Hey, look who's on. We haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, let's go. Glad you're back on. I'm sorry about that. I'll get to that. When I saw Sonia, I got all excited because 50 minutes and she hasn't been back on until now. What were you doing? We were missing you. Okay, let me scroll back up here. And then there's another question I started answering. I got like 10% of the way, maybe 12% of the way through, but I still have like the other 88% to go. I know. See, a little bit of a joke I made there. Your Mag 7 would yield 80% if you owned it. What if you don't own it? Would it do the same? Okay, I will answer this question. We'll dissect this topic. How about that? My friend is always saying he prefers comforters over duvets. I wish he would stop making big blanket statements all the time. I like your punny humor. It's funny. It's almost like mine. Okay, so let's see. We read that one. Really great comments from Mr. Lyons here. Let's see. Other side hustles. We didn't get into OnlyFans. That'll have to be a topic for another time. Tell her, baby, just don't try to take more than half. Well, half is still too much. I like what who was the McDonald's founder, Ray Kroc. He was like, she's not getting a single share of McDonald's. He's like, she can have the car, she can have the house, she can have the accounts, but she won't get a single share of McDonald's because she didn't help him. She wasn't supportive. That's a pretty good movie. The guy seemed like he was kind of a jerk, but he took the McDonald's idea from the two brothers. But if you watch it, like they had their chance to negotiate with him and they didn't do it. But anyway, stealing anything. That's I like your jokes. You got jokes. I thought it was 500 actually. Did they adjust for inflation? Because I thought like if you stole 500 or less, that they just chalked it up to shrinkage basically. But maybe they had to adjust for inflation because it's higher out there. She will live forever. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. It seems like the meanest ones do. California. That's just crazy. Yeah, because like they won't do anything about it if it's under. I thought it was 500, but they must have adjusted for inflation, like I say. That's funny. They even adjusted the amounts you can steal for inflation. That's where we are, folks. Okay, as far as I'll answer one more question, then I'm gonna go. Let's see, unless we get some more like really brilliant comments. Anyone following Ethan Gallstead and his thoughts on Crypto Bull Run? I haven't watched him too much. The guy, he has all kinds of like scammer accounts out there. He's actually joined my live stream, which I thought was funny because like I'm a way smaller channel than him. But he's actually joined, and I've talked to him before. He seems all right. I haven't had any issue. I know he was part of our little drama that we had this week, but yeah, I'll have to watch some of his videos a little more. I did watch his one about when to sell. I thought that one was pretty good. So Varden, your drink is right here. I got it here. I don't have a Florida Man though, but I was thinking, should I do this or this? This one to my left will knock me out. So I want to keep going, but I finished this one. Oh yeah, we will. See, here's what happens. So I get super ADD when I do all these comments. I have fun, but I get distracted. We have some OGs on here. You're funny. Okay, so your question about financial advising. Okay, so this is going to be a long one, but I'll try to give you the condensed version. So I feel like financial advising is super salesy. I was almost going to go that route, but what they do, and the company that I worked for, they have a complimentary consultation with the clients. Then they charge a financial planning fee to get all your net worth information and all of that, put everything into a program, and then spit out a prescription bill of recommendations as to what they think you should be in, which is just about the same for every client, no matter your risk tolerance. They're going to give you a mix of annuities, mutual funds, maybe not so much now, but mutual funds with a high upfront sales charge. They'll put you in an account, a brokerage account with what they call a wrap fee, which is could be up to 2% to manage it. So it's like you're getting double charged because you're paying sales charges on the mutual funds, expense ratios, and you're paying a fee for a managed account. You're paying like $1,000 for a plan for them to put all your stuff in. And then they may try to sell you life insurance. And it's a bill of goods basically. And honestly, I haven't seen one that outperforms like what I do myself. And I actually, like my parents and some of my family, like they got rid of their advisor. And I actually, I do better as an investor. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I do way better as an investor than what anyone in my family ever did with an advisor. So, doesn't sound fulfilling. I mean, here's the thing. Like I would consider, like I could run a great practice if I were to become a financial advisor. Like I could make clients a lot of money, and I could justify my fee. I wouldn't rip people off, but like if you have a passion for it, it's not something I want to dissuade you from. You didn't think you were going to get career advice from the coach, did you? But I would rather be like what I'm doing here, like the coaching, the online stuff. And honestly, I feel like you can grow bigger on here, and you can reach more people. So I feel like if I were a licensed advisor, I wouldn't be able to do necessarily what I'm doing here, but I think I like this better. And yeah, Sounds like jail. Well, you know, I hate to say it, but a lot of jobs are. A lot of corporate jobs, like going to the office 5 days a week sucks, you know? And I'm on that hybrid schedule, but I'm starting to get pulled back into that where it's like in one day, out the next day, in the next day. You're here this day, you're here that day, you're pulled in so many different directions. And I want to put the time into the channel and grow, you know, and trade and focus on all these options trades and stuff like that. And I know I could do it, but it's a matter of, I guess I just have to muster up the courage and say, all right, you know what? I'm officially going to join the FIRE movement or accelerate from like barista FIRE to the next one. Or maybe it's barista FIRE. But I would have to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to take the leap of faith, do this. And then, you know, it would be much more fulfilling, I think. So yeah. Well, yeah, thank you. Glad you like that. Love to go get more into YouTube. Yeah, just keep watching me and others, you know. By the way, anyone is always invited on the live stream as a guest. If you all ever want to, you know, come on and show your face, anyone is invited as a guest. Another channel actually took my joke a little too seriously back when they didn't have any subs. They thought I joked. I'm like, oh, you know, you're just a new channel. I can't have you on. That was a joke, though. I'll have someone on with 0 subs. I don't care. You all believe in me. Well, that's good. I believe in you all, too, for sure. Showing your portfolio is important to all of us to see how you think, and it's very good. Well, thank you. And the big thing I wanted to emphasize is that the YieldMax stuff, even though it's probably, I feel like I have too much in there, it's a small percentage of the overall. And I would imagine, like, if I had to venture a guess, I would imagine Kumair is the same. Like, he's not dumb. He's probably got a lot of stuff parked elsewhere. I wouldn't think he's got the bulk of it in YieldMax, if I had to venture a guess. Doing content creation, yeah, do it for sure. Varden gave you the go-ahead here, so do it. Listen to quarterly calls from your favorite sectors as well. Yeah, I need to do that for sure. What are you buying with YieldMax dividends? Well, here's 3 things I bought right here. This glass, some drinks. What all have I bought with YieldMax? This, the advanced equipment, which that's like a tax write-off because it's a business expense. But I need to get a new one. I need to get a more advanced one. What else have I bought with YieldMax? Oh, this. I'm just kidding. I actually reinvest. I either reinvest them in YieldMax or I buy other stuff. Like with some of my Tesla dividends, I bought Tesla stock with it. So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, love to see it. Yeah, I'm glad. I was happy to do it. Definitely had been wanting to do it for a while. So, all right, you all, that was an hour, a solid, it was literally a happy hour, right, Sonia? Even though you missed the first 50 minutes of it. That's okay, though. Next time, right? So thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord if you haven't already. And take care, and we will see you all. Oh, one more. You had to comment again, didn't you? So, you know, I am laughing, but I'm trying to be professional at the same time. If this show talked about Asian teenagers more, then it would get a lot more views. I'm looking to start an online business with Asian baby girls and insult. Well, I'm going to stay away from that one. I don't know a whole lot about that, but anyway, yeah. I guess, I don't know. I guess some of that goes on, you know. With my YieldMax dividends, I put 1/3 aside to cover taxes, live off 1/3, reinvest 1/3 into crypto funds. I've got some cryptos too. I tried to cover crypto on here, but it didn't go over too well. But I am in, and this will be it. I'm going to call it after this. But I am in XRP, a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Chainlink, Uniswap. Those are like, oh, Dogecoin too. I'm in like 5 of them. The Dogecoin was a dumb buy. I don't know why I bought it. But anyway, all right, you all. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care. Join the Discord. Like, comment, and subscribe. What am I up for this year? I'm up for big gains, huge gains. I want like 40%. As far as this month, my index funds are kicking butt. I may be up. I'll have to look because January just ended, so I may be up 10 to 12%. So hopefully we can keep that rolling. Annualized, that's like what, 120%. Hopefully we can keep that rolling. LTCN and BCHG for my crypto. That's awesome, guys. Honestly, I could talk to you all day, but I got to call it quits now. We'll see you all soon. Hopefully, like, comment, and subscribe, and take care. Have a good rest of your evening.